Yes, it is me. We're back. We're live, looking into uranium miners only, and they still look fantastic, even though we've had the pullbacks and all that good stuff here. Stunningly long term. Let's go straight into business as always. Do your own due diligence, all that good stuff. Like, subscribe. Yeah, I will not bother you with all that good stuff. So let's see what's happening here. Always, we are starting with uranium, u.un Sprott Physical Uranium Trust. What is a fantastic looking piece of charting, really. We are we came up here, pushed back quite a bit here from that upper rising trend line here. So just a perfect tag, and then we're swinging back down here. Getting a bit of a hammer here today, still somewhat stretched, but we're above every single major resistance. And yeah, you should just I don't want to sound like cocky, but for now, sit back and enjoy it. Again, there is a lot of stuff that needs to happen before we get really, really bearish on uranium. And that's one of them, right? To get below all these three big major levels as support now, and then the rising golden from below there. It is my view that we're going to visit that high still at roughly $37. So that's that. Yeah, beautiful. A bit stretched still, you can see here from the 30 weekly. So could we be in for some pause here? Yes, and that will be perfect, perfectly fine. BSK, Blue Sky Uranium Corp, still hasn't broken out with conviction from that blue double band right there. We just had a tiny peak, wick, and then we had the pullback or the drop here again. So I want to see the first step to get above, and then we want to clear the $0.1 level for Blue Sky Uranium. Until then, we're in a downtrend, but again, the symmetry is very, very well defined, you can see. So I do expect that to happen once we gain some momentum here. But we cannot lie. Right now, the 30 weekly is pointing down, and we are below the 30 weekly in a down channel. So it's not right now that you are going to buy that one. That is for sure. Chemical, again, beautiful run here. Insanely strong, given that we were in a 18-month uranium consolidation, bear market, call it whatever you want, pullback, doesn't matter. But Chemical just kept grinding higher, and we have a minor blow off here. I do think that, again, we will reach the 2007 high here at 60. Then we might have a lot of digestion to take on, but for now, it's a major uptrend. If you go to the monthly, you can see here, very steep 30 weekly as we saw here as well. So long term, looks fantastic. Oh, looks fantastic. Denison Mines. Long term, we have a golden trend line, the big one, as I call it, that one right there from the highs from 2007. And what is happening now? We had this big mini run up here, March 2020 lows. 1, 2, 3, you can do the counting yourself, and then we went into a bear flag. Excuse me, bullish flag, bullish pennant, bullish consolidation. You call it whatever you want. And what is happening now? We have actually broken out from that long-term golden trend line and doing that beautiful retest right here, right now. I hope it holds. We haven't really retested the flag yet, so maybe we will do that. But still, the trend is a tailwind right now for Denison Mines. Really looks fantastic. Nothing to worry about for now. Again, when are we bearish? If this is a fake out, let's call it, and you go start to crack down here below these levels here, so then you should worry. But until then, until proven otherwise, I'm insanely bullish on the charts that I see for uranium. Maybe I'm biased, but that is my take long term for the miners, really. Again, we took out this wedge here. It's been a one-way street. It will still be. We will take out that golden trend line here at some point in time. It's a big one going back to 16. And then we have a move quite quickly, I would say, up to here, 1.5. But again, we need to break it here, and then we have a big move for Canalaska, like a 3x from here. That's my take on it. Still, we have broken out. Wait for that confirmation, as always. Encore Energy, we have done all the hard work. All the hard work for Encore were right here. You know, taking out the falling wedge, making the inverted head shoulders, the breaking out, the retesting, getting above the 30 weekly, and the neckline. There's a lot of hard work that has been done. So now just sit back and enjoy. You are above into fresh air right here, and right now we're just pulling back for the first time, and then we will, in my view, at least go to the triangle high here at $6. Or this is actually Canadian. So, but anyways, so we still have some room to go, and from there, when and if we break it, you have all-time highs. Then we can start to make some different projections with these lows from here, and then maybe we can see where we might end up, 2, 3, 4 years out. So let's focus on that when and if we break the all-time high at around $6, $7. FCU with a bit of a what looks like a fake out here on the log scale, not ideal. Again, we are above most resistances, but we haven't made a new higher high. We have done that on many other uranium miners, but we have not it for fission uranium. So it's still technically in a downtrend. And yeah, hopefully we will make the low here, and then we finally make that higher low over the past for the past 3 years, 2 years, 3 years. I want to show you something, the difference between log and nominal scale or regular. You can see here, if we were to align it, you can actually see on a nominal scale, it looks very strong. You can see here, if I do mostly on log. That's a different story. I find that better, but still on a nominal scale, look what we have happened here, breakout retest. So from that point of view, it's still fine. But we are on a log scale because I find that way better. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if this is the bottom and then we snap up here due to what we just looked at on the nominal scale. All right. Baseload, I think, made a big statement this week. You can see here, I want to go to the weekly is fine. It actually struggled quite a bit. We had the breakout here from the fall in from the 30 weekly, and then this minor tip, blue tip into that. And now we just kept grinding, and now we made a major wick here, and now we're going higher. Decent volume here, decent, I will say. And if we zoom in, if we were to draw some lines here, you can see that we're actually having major momentum behind us now. And I think if and when we get above that 0.47, 0.48, then we're good to go for find. Finally, it has been a lag or laggard, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, that's it. FSY, excuse me. Long-term golden, right there. Bit of a fake out here into a long-term. Whoa, excuse me, I'm just messing it up all the time here. Here we have it again, our 3 lower lows. You've heard it so many times. Bull flag, breakout into that long-term golden, and now we're just pulling back, consolidating. Again, 30 weekly is coming up. Give it some time. It should break. And then our first initial target is the high of the triangle at 1.3. And then from there, it should be, and I say should because nothing is certain, it should be higher. From there, we have some big resistances coming up, which is nothing to be looked at for now. But that's probably where we're going if we can crack this major long-term trend line here. Again, what I said, this target here is the target for this bull flag here, the initial one hitting the pull top. Again, when and if we can take out that one here, that should be a target here. Again, it's a long way out, so don't worry about that for now. FCU weekly, I mean, it's just sitting below a major horizontal level at 0.5. We have, let me just do it like that. We have this is the neckline, the pits there, inverted head and shoulders, breakout, major retest in a beautiful squeeze right here, giving you some history on it. And now we're basically just waiting. Hopefully we are just popping here at some point in time in the near future. For FUU, this chart is bullish overall. Again, we have the last hurdle in my view, which is the 0.5. Again, I don't think the IPO means much. There might be some sellers because that's typically a good way to sell. But I think if we're lucky, we have our measured move of the inverted head and shoulders at around 3.3, and we are at 0.4. If we get there, I will be a happy man. That is the overall target for this whole cluster thing here that I have. It's not happening tomorrow, I can assure you from that, but it looks nice. Okay, I will go a bit quicker here. Global Atomic, big statement today. Breaking above the lows here at 2.4. We have still the Niger gap here at roughly 2.55, which I think will get filled, and then we will typically you get a you get a lot of sellers when you fill that big of a gap. But this is very, it's a strong statement. But I don't think it does a V shape. Could be wrong, but again, I was also asked that question by Andy, somewhere around here, and I said, no, it almost never happens. So that's still my take. I still think we need some sort of pullback, and that should be your lower risk entry if you can find it on the daily or the 4-hourly, depending on how you do. GoVX, beautiful. Bit of a false breakdown here, undercut from that falling wedge. Smaller inverted head and shoulders, big breakout, snap retest, as we have been looking at many times. A false breakout with a breakout retest is a very powerful pattern. Excuse me. And this is what's happening now. So now we want to take out that breakout high here at roughly 0.2. And then we're off to the races, and we still have the 30 weekly coming down a bit, so we might have to wait a bit just to turn the boat to the upside, but still. GoVX looks nice. ISO, nothing much bearish to say here. That was a flag that we broke. We're doing some retesting now. Should go higher. We have the trend in our back. Nothing to add there really. Cap. That's one hell of a movement. But this squeeze right here, all the way into the apex more or less, then boom. And now we are just digesting that move. You can see major oversold here on the weekly. So if I don't think this is just it does that. Again, I could be entirely wrong, but I usually you see at least 2 waves, or if we go into a pullback, then or into a bull flag, excuse me, fine, you can buy into that. But I do think we have at least one more wave down before we can say, all right, now we're good to go. But again, the trend is definitely in your bag for this one here. Major move here, and now we hopefully will do something like this. Let the 30 weekly catch up, and then we snap higher into the 80s and 70s for this one. Laramid, above a major level, which was the 0.6. You can see all the interactions coming across. We are here. That one is broken. There's until proven otherwise. This one is going way higher. How high? I have some levels here at 3 and 4. Obviously, shorter term, we have the high here from that wedge at around 1.1. But still, I think that's a short term destination before we can grind it higher. It looks really good. You have a major arc here actually on Laramid Resources. LEU. Insanely weird looking chart, but I've tried to make the best of it. The high here made it purple. This was the major golden trendline breakout, breakout, major retest, resumption. Now we have a purple here, which is also has some sort of validity. I would have preferred a touch here, but we don't have that. But what's happening now is basically, oops, excuse me for going a bit too fast there, boys and girls. We took out that major internal zone channel there, and now we're just doing a snapback here again. We should be going higher here for LEU as well. Again, a messy chart. Mega uranium. That's the squeeze, that's the breakout. They look the same, most of them, because they are so much correlated to each other. Obviously, it's the same sector. But again, when and if we get above 0.42, this one will be insanely explosive, right? We have a triple bottom here, major breakout there. This is the wave 1, 2, 3. This one will go way higher upon break of 0.4 to 0. Yeah, in that range. 0.42 is a major level. When and if, it will blast. That's my take. Okay, NXE. Still in a range, you can say right there, and it really want to break to the upside. You rarely see, this sort of type move here and then just going down. So this one will be some sort of bullish consolidation here in this zone between 7.5 and 8. Then we go higher basically, and then we're into all-time highs, and then we will try to project where we can go for the next move. There are some techniques like a parallel channel. You can combine these 3 here, and then you have a target. We will look into that when we get there, but for now, SMR is coming to life. Maybe not. It has been a laggard for reasons I don't know. Maybe it's financing, maybe it's too out in the future. I do not know. But this, as you know, for now I'm looking at this. Okay, this might be a false breakdown. We're still in a downtrend channel below the 30 weekly, so it's still bearish. However, what I want to see is that major snapback and the first pullback and start to curl up again. Then you have your entry. we're above the 30 weekly, we're above the falling channel, then SMR is ready. But just wait, right now we are at 5.8. If we get the move, the snapback, you will roughly be able to buy at around 6.5. So you're only missing out on 10%, but you have a lot more safety or guarantee behind your basically a better risk reward. That's what I want to say. So Lightbridge, weird chart, very, very weird chart. I'm bullish on Lightbridge above that high there. Why? Then we'll break the long-term golden, which we haven't done yet, and we will make it higher. So above 7, you can call me, then I'm bullish. Right now we are at above 7, and right now we are at 4.5. So we still have a long way to go for me to turn bullish on Lightbridge. Okay. Sky Harbor, I bought this one on the breakout. Some of you know. This is a bit of a complex head and shoulders, but it is there. Shoulder, head, head, shoulder. A break above 0.7, 0.9. I think 7 has it there. You can see the touches, but you know, just 0.7, 0.9. This one will have legs to run big time, just like Mega Uranium. This is a huge base, downtrend, huge base, huge uptrend. Yes, let's go. Okay, why isn't that moved? Anyways, I want to show you something quite nice when technicals align up perfectly. This was the major breakout that we had. We also had one right here. That is also a big one, but I added this one in later on, and then I copied it up to here, and you can see the breakout retesting of that parallel. So even though we only had one touch, it had significance. Beautiful. UEC going way higher, going up to here right now. The next run is close to 7. That is where we're going. We are at 5.3 now. And then we have a major high there at roughly just a tad below 10. And then we will see a beautiful in and uptrend. Nothing to say really. Just sit tight. But as you know, there will be weeks and even months sometime in an uptrend where you won't do anything, where you will only consolidate. So what do we have here? URG, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful chart, really. That one is taken out, and now we're retesting it. Major reversal intra-week. And now we have a hammer after the retest. 30 weekly coming up. Nice. And we have made a higher high from these highs right there. We have it, the higher high there. Nothing further to add, really. It looks very good. URA again, they look the same. The breakout, resumption. So I think the main theme today is just all the hard work is done for the past 18 months, and now you should just don't get shaken out until the trend starts to really reverse. But then now the trend is your friend on the weekly and the monthly, so they are in charts. So you can have weeks where the daily time frames looks very bearish, but the long term is what should be pushing it way higher into a lot higher territory than now. Again, same here again, UUU. Major squeeze breakout into, we have a minor here that I added in, which we're retesting now. 30 weekly coming up, you know the story. Neckline here at 11. Again, if that breaks, we have some insane targets for UUU. Will it happen? I don't know. If it does, I am a very happy man. But I have a major target here at around 80. Then if we get to 80, I think UUU will only be, in quotes, a $13 billion company, or 15. But still, in today's age, that's peanuts, right? You have a pizza coin that is worth like 100 billion at some point in time. So yeah, don't rule it out at all. Again, yellow cake in an uptrend. We have taken that squeeze there. We are above the all-time high. No more resistance. We have some resistance here, up here at around 850. But until then, it should be way more bullish than bearish. So the take is the hard work is done. Sit tight and enjoy it. And yes, you will have weeks, even months, where it will pull back and do nothing. Just like here, you know, just going to show you. Back in September, we peaked here, and then we spent like 6 months going down, and then we moved higher again. And we will see that again all the way through this run here. That's it. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. The miners looks fantastic. Great week for the miners. What did URA do this week? Just a bit of a, oh, that's also quite nice. We haven't looked at the URA, but we just did a major test, just a tad above our upper pullback level at 24. We came down to 24.4, but I have, 24 and 22. That's my That's my pullback level, and we are just we reached it just a tad above. So I'm not calling it over yet, but still major intra-week reversal for the URA. So yeah, looks fantastic. Have a great one, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. At least I do. Uranium, my favorite sector of all time. Is it yours? Let me know in the comments below. Have a great one. Cheers.